season on Beads, Baubles, and Jewels, we've been talking a lot about color, and one of the most popular finishes for beads is called aurora borealis. And what that means is it's a rainbow finish coating on the surface of a bead. So it really adds a beautiful shine, and you can see on these beads here, these are clear. So this has it's also called AB, which is short for aurora borealis, and it has that iridescent rainbow effect. It's really common to put it on a clear bead like this. It originally gave cut glass and crystal kind of the look of diamonds. That was the idea behind it. But now AB coating is on all different kinds of beads, and you can see here on a different clear surface. But when the bead color is different, then it kind of changes the color of that rainbow too. And so these are some gray beads that have different colors of rainbow coating on. This one, again, has sort of a blue and purple shimmer to it, and that's over a gray bead. Here you can see it where it's a combination of a matte surface and a shiny surface. And a lot of times the AB coating is only on one side of the bead. So on a single strand, you're gonna see it on one side of each of the beads. You can really see that on these yellow beads here. See how that rainbow iridescence kind of shows up on one side of each of these beads? That's because it's layered over the top when the beads are made. So on these you can see it too. These have a really great sparkle to them and also have that iridescence. So some ways that you can work that into your jewelry, even if you don't want to create a whole strand of something that has AB coating, you can use it kind of as a little effect like we're going to do with the necklace today. So this necklace has those big bean-shaped beads are super trendy there in the middle with the AB coating over, and you can see how when it's going to turn around, that rainbow finish is going to be on one side of the bead. And then we're going to learn how to make this tassel here at the bottom. And I kind of sprinkled in the AB finish beads with some Czech glass to give it more of an antique look. So the Czech glass beads are made in Czech Republic, and they have the kind of that mottled finish. They look more like stone, really, or something that you dug up. You know, they have this really great patina to them. And by combining them with something sparkly, you really get that kind of mixed media effect that's so hot right now. And we're also going to I'll show you how to make some earrings that are it's the same technique. So to get started, what we'll do is start out with just layering some different lengths of chain. And as I was kind of playing with the way that I wanted this tassel to work, I started out with this special kind of clasp. This one has a space right here. Now you can use this with multi-strand designs. You could use it with loom work. It's possible to use it with a lot of different kinds of jewelry projects. You could even use it with strap. You just slide whatever it is that you want to attach in here and then close the side. So I thought, why not try it with chain? And it creates a really nice top for the tassel. So to start out, I layered together just 5 pieces of chain. And anytime you're cutting it, I think it's easier to tell the length. I do count the lengths to make sure that it's even, but I start out by just lining a bunch of pieces up on an eye pin like this. This way I can see how it's going to look, and I can also trim them if I decide that I want it to look different. Now you could rearrange these so that the longest was in the center with them cascading up, but I think it kind of mixes it up a little bit to create a little bit of more angular, I guess a double chevron kind of pattern there. Now to attach your bead to this, what you'll do is take an eye pin, or you could use wire and bend it, but for this piece, I'm just going to bend the eye pin against the top of the bead. So I'm just making a right angle. And then I'm going to use my round nose pliers. And of course, everybody has a different method for this, but I just sort of start the bend and then bring the tail around the rest of the way. So then I can make my perfect circle that sits on top of the bead, and then trim away your extra. Then you're going to use this piece to attach a little charm to the bottom. And you just want to make sure when you're choosing your eye pins for a piece like this, that the thickness of the wire will fit through the link of the chain. So that is one little trick there, is you want to make sure that this wire fits through your chain that you're using. Then I'll come back with my chain nose pliers and close this one. And then I'm going to attach my leaves. I'll just do one on each of the dangles. And you could either use the jump ring for a little bit of extra dangle here, or you could attach directly from the eye pin to the top of the leaf, and you'll do that on each of your chains. Now, when your chains are all attached, again, I just check the length and make sure that I like the way that it looks together. And then I'm going to use this to slide it into the clasp. So kind of line it up. And then since the chain is directional, you can turn it so that the second link on the chain will fit through that little slot in the clasp. And if you were using this for a multi-strand necklace or bracelet, then this would probably be a crimped strand that you would slide in here. But it is a way that you can use it with chain too. It's also easy to do with cup chain or fibers, all kinds of things. So once you have all of your pieces lined up here, then you can close the box. So we'll pull the eye pin out and just take my chain nose pliers and flatten the top here. And if you need to, you can give this a little bit of a squeeze to make that slot a little bit smaller. And then we're going to remove this clasp. This is actually part of a clasp attachment. So I'm just going to remove this clasp here at the top so that I can then attach my next piece of the design. So there's a dangle. Now you would do the same process to make earrings, but here it is, and we're going to use this one for a pendant. So now what we'll do is take our eye pin and open the loop and attach it. You can either attach it directly here to the top, or I thought I'd mix it up a little bit with a different color of jump ring. So this is kind of bringing I'm doing a lot of mixed metals here. So combining gold, silver, and now some hematite color findings. And then I'll close this up so I can attach it to my eye pin loop. And then close this one with my chain nose pliers. And it's the same kind of thing, just always turning it to the side instead of pulling the ends away. Then add your large bead and maybe a spacer bead here. And then we'll add another one of these check glass beads to bring that all together. And this is going to be a single bean pendant here. So I just trim this to a finger's width. Then make a large loop here at the top with my round nose pliers. Then I'm going to string this on to the center of my necklace chain. And I have my pendant, and I can use that same technique to make a simple pair of earrings. So it's really simple. You can make it in under 10 minutes.